back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Cardi B is getting exposed for using payola. Cardi B Downside is #1 on radio, but unfortunately is nowhere to be found on Payola or the Apple Music charts. With that being said, because it's #1 on radio, but people are not really streaming the song, a lot of fans are accusing her of using payola, which she probably is using, but is not necessarily illegal. See, I noticed people were accusing Kung Fu Kenny of using bots, even though Not Like Us was 10 times more popular than Downside. Downside, nobody's even talking about. Not Like Us was the song of the summer last year. And with that being said, nobody's accusing, well, the general public, because the Barbs are definitely accusing her. But I noticed that the general public turns a blind eye to Botch and Bettr's payola antics, okay? Even the fact that she's selling like t-shirts and merch, and that's going to count towards album sales. Like, people are really turning a blind eye to a lot of the stuff that she be doing, okay? But Cardi B does get away with a lot. And unfortunately, I don't really think that nobody's really going to check her. And I mean, like, Billboard or any executives are going to really check Cardi B when it comes to her payola usage. Now, because Cardi B was unable to fully knock out Ra Ali at the airport, she only threw a speaker. Unfortunately, Naughty B will be taking things to the booth, and allegedly she will be dissing Ra Ali. She's another person that will be added to the hit list for her diss track coming, okay? Now, the track list hasn't been out yet, so she has time to change a few things when it comes to her track list. Even though I definitely think there's going to be guaranteed songs on the album, definitely a lot of A-list collaborations. She hasn't put out the track list yet, so she can fine-tune and change things low-key last minute if she really wanted to. So let me know how y'all feel about it. I feel like putting out a diss record is not going to hit, because she dissed people before. And the thing about Cardi B is, like, her bars don't really hit when she diss people. She's not a lyrical artist. Gorilla Glue gotta come to the front of the congregation, because the Megan Thee Stallion fans feel as though Gorilla Glue got ass shots and is trying to be like Megan Thee Stallion. Now, Megan Thee Stallion fans said Erica Stank's not the only B-word want to be like Megan. And then a fan responded to that tweet and said, "Exactly. It's no shade, but I see Megan and Erica glow. Ken the Man and Mona Leo." Now, if you're wondering why people are kind of talking about this, is because Gorilla Glue's been showing off her body recently, especially ever since she was posted up with that NBA player. And a lot of fans feel like she got work done, that she got, ass shots. She got her boobs done. She already admitted that. She got her teeth done. Allegedly, she got her nose done. People feel like she's trying to morph into Megan Thee Stallion. And on top of that, she's been posting a lot of bikini pictures, too. Which, Gorilla Glue, she used to look like a stud on crack. So the fact that now she's trying to get in her bad bitch era, a lot of people are wondering, is this because of the Megan Thee Stallion influence? Okay? Now, let me know if you feel like Gorilla Glue is trying to morph into Megan and steal her whole flow. I think Gorilla Glue is just trying to get in her soft girl era. And I think she wants to be viewed as a bad bitch amongst the other female rappers. But Gorilla, to me, will always be ugly. Okay, there's no amount of surgery ass shots that she can get. She definitely will never be on the top of the list in regards to bad bitches in female rap. And she knows that. That's why she got the surgery. If you were so bad, you wouldn't need the surgery. But you had to get the surgery because you knew that you weren't bad. And you're still not bad. Okay, Gorilla's still on the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to female rappers. Now, it has been reported, Kenneth Petty had to go to court on, I think it was the 31st. because Jenny No Penny wants to come to a settlement agreement. She feels like she's been harassed by Kenneth throughout the years in regards to the R case that she had back in the 90s, and how, Nicki Minaj and Kenny have both said that basically he didn't do it. So with that being said, it has been reported that Nicki Minaj's husband Kenny and Jenny No Penny are far apart on any settlement agreement, but encouraged to keep trying. Lawsuit continues forward to trial. A completed discovery hearing is set for October 31st. Settlement discussions are always encouraged. Never means one will be made. Okay, so they have not came to a settlement agreement. Let me know in the comments, you think Jenny No Penny should get any money? In my opinion, I don't think she deserves any money, but that doesn't mean she won't get any money. Okay, it depends now if she's able to prove some sort of evidence in October. Now, moving on from that, according to an insider, SZA is being considered to headline Coachella in 2026. Let me know how y'all feel about that. I saw SZA live, and I can pass on her headlining Coachella. I wouldn't pay to see that. See, here's the thing. I went to the GNX tour. I talked about it. The full review is on Patreon. But I went to the GNX tour, and like I said before, when SZA came on stage, people started sitting down. Okay? And there's no shade. I tried to stand up a little bit, but then eventually I sat down too. But the thing is, SZA has a lot of slow songs. Kung Fu Kenny, he's playing all the boppity bops. You're not playing no slow songs. You're not playing the slave music that y'all think that he be playing. Now, he does do like, We Gonna Be Alright. He does do like that song, but that's not even really a slow song. That's a hype song. People jumping and dancing when Kung Fu Kenny come on stage. SZA, not so much. So I think it would be a mistake to have her headline. But earlier this year, Coachella tried to ask Kung Fu Kenny to headline, and he turned them down. So they probably asked in SZA because they couldn't get Kung Fu Kenny. They probably want to get somebody from TDE, and G0T can't headline right now. The only other person that could headline from, TDE, even though Kung Fu Kenny's not part of TDE no more, would be Kung Fu Kenny. Okay, because he can get the crowd hype. He got people in Barcelona jumping and acting a fool. So, with that being said, I'm going to pass on this. No shade of SZA. I like SZA's music, but it's just not, to me, concert worthy. Like, I would never just go to a SZA concert. If it wasn't for Kung Fu Kenny, I wouldn't have never seen SZA live. And I like SZA, but she's just not that girl when it comes to performing. She's trying to twirl on stage and, lick the floor. She like a Walmart Beyonce-esque type of performer where there's not really a lot of choreography going on. It's a lot of antics. Now, Mathew Knowles is coming for the choreographer who got robbed because Queen Bee's music was stolen. That was a few weeks ago, but Mathew Knowles, he's not happy about it at all. Take a listen to what he had to say.
NBC News is reporting that hard drives containing unreleased music from your daughter were stolen from her choreographer's car in Atlanta last week. Do you know anything about that?
Well, I don't know anything other than what I heard in the news, but I can tell you, Don, her choreographer had better be glad that I'm not still managing her, because he would be in hot water. First of all, why did he have a hard drive with all her music? He's a choreographer. And if he did have it, why didn't he secure it? You never, ever would leave anything like that in a car. Mm-hmm. So that's troublesome to me.
Well, I'm sure that person probably has gotten fired or demoted. Okay, I can't see Queen Bee. I know people that work for Queen Bee, and she's very strict over there. One mistake, okay, your ass is on the line. Okay, let's not forget about how she was on stage telling people somebody's getting fired because the lighting wasn't right. Okay? Queen B do not play around. She's very strict over there when it comes to her team. The fact that the choreographer even had the vote of music is actually kind of concerning. Like, was the choreographer supposed to have it? Did she trust the wrong person? And people keep saying, oh, well, the songs were encrypted. It don't matter. You know, people can hack into things. Even if it's encrypted, people can hack into things. There's a lot of smart people in the world. But Mathew Knowles, I will have to give you 100,000 lashes because you talking about, oh, the choreographer is lucky that you're not her manager. But at the end of the day, the reason why you're not Queen B's manager anymore is because you stole money from her. So how you gonna go after somebody stealing after Queen B when you did the same thing? Ain't you supposed to be her daddy? You supposed to be protecting Queen B, and you haven't done that. You was too busy having affairs and stealing money to pay your little child support and the other children that you got besides Solange and Queen B. Let's be very clear. So you got to receive 50,000 lashes. Now, fans are wondering what happened to Ice Spice. What happened to your girl, No Spice? Fans are saying we never heard of No Spice since she previewed that trash song. I think it's called Thick Again or something. She previewed something. It was terrible. And then she hasn't used social media since June or May, according to the fans. A lot of people are wondering what is going on with Ice Spice's career. Well, I'm going to tell you what's going on. Ice Spice is basically shelved. Y'all didn't buy her album. Nicki Minaj has cut her off. None of the female rappers really fuck with her like that. She don't got relationships with Cardi B. She don't really have a relationship with Megan Thee Stallion, Doechii. A lot of the female rappers don't really mess with Ice Spice, so it's hard for her to get collaborations. And once you fall off as a female rapper, as a rapper in general, even the pop stars are not really going to want to collaborate with you like that. And a lot of these newer pop stars, like the Sabrina Carpenters, the Billie Eilishes, the Olivia Rodrigos, they don't collaborate with rappers like that because of their audience. You know, she should have, begged the Tribe Called Racist for another collaboration since she was on the Karma remix or whatever. But the point of the matter is she basically shelved. That's why you haven't heard of Ice Spice. Now, I think she'll put out like a single or something like that. But as for another album by No Spice, we probably won't ever get another album. I mean, her last album flopped. So that's why we're not really hearing about Ice Spice anymore. She's shelved, okay, after her debut album because y'all let her flop and Nicki Minaj has basically kicked her out of the kingdom. So it is what it is. Now, it looks like Megan is not playing around. It has been reported that Megan asked the court to hold Tory in contempt for not helping her case with Milagro Grams. Okay, he would not testify against Milagro and say that he paid Bob Radio to basically drag Megan Thee Stallion, especially during, his trial. So Tory never responded to their request of why he shouldn't be held in contempt, and he's been sitting in prison quiet. At Megan's request, the judge is making him pay for her attorney fees and sit for another deposition after he didn't help them in the first one. Okay, so he got to try to testify against Milagro again, or, he going to be going to jail. Even though, how can you send somebody to jail if they're already in jail? Like, do they go to a different jail than the one he already is in? I'm very confused. He already in jail, so why would he be held in contempt? Held in contempt means you in jail, so that's very odd. But I think Megan is obsessed with Tory. I'm sorry. I think she has an obsession. I think she's in love with Tory. That's why she can't keep a man now. She's been through like 5 men after Tory, and she can't keep any one of them. She can't keep them because her mind is on Tory. If I'm thinking if somebody harmed me, I'm going to want to keep away from them. She wants to get close to Tory. It don't matter if she got a restraining order. She's in love with Tory. I think if we did a lie detector test on Megan Thee Stallion, we would determine that she's in love with Tory. She can't hide it. Ain't no way. You're obsessed with that man. Now, moving on from this, Universal Music Group has lost $16 billion with its shares falling 24% in the second quarter earnings release. The main reason for the loss is allegedly because the chart obsessed racist is on hiatus from the music industry. I don't fully believe that, because Universal got way more artists than the chart obsessed racist. I know she sells a lot. I think it's 50% organic, 50% payola. But with that being said, she's not the only artist. Nicki ain't released nothing. Big Billy is also on hiatus. She ain't released music. Kendrick Lamar, Post Malone, they're also on hiatus. Ariana Grande hasn't released music either since last year. And the chart says Racist just released music last year too. It's not like she's been on a years of hiatus. Nicki's on hiatus. I don't feel like it's just because of the chart obsessed racists. I mean, why do you always trying to give her all the credit? Yes, she sells a lot. But at the end of the day, she's not the only artist on Universal. And here's the thing. I feel as though a lot of people haven't dropped this year. I feel like last year, everybody was dropping. This year, nobody want to drop. And I don't know. I think that's a little bit weird. Like there's no song of the summer. Like the summer is basically almost over and we don't have one song of the summer. Ain't that crazy? Not one song. Not one. Okay, so this is ridiculous. I blame all the labels, like really Universal, Titanic Records, Warner, Columbia. They all dropped the ball this year when it comes to releasing hit records. Now, moving on to Camel Face and Megan Thee Stallion. It looks like they are getting exposed. Megan Thee Stallion and Devil Nation legal drama gets messier. Emilio, her former cameraman, is claiming that Devil Nation, Hot Girl Touring, and Megan Thee Stallion Entertainment were nothing but shell and sham entities created to dodge liability and hide assets. He's saying that the setup let them misclassify him as a contractor to avoid paying overtime and benefits while working all waking hours, and made it impossible to hold anyone accountable for alleged sexual harassment in a hostile work environment. According to the suit, all three companies acted as Megan's alter egos, sharing payroll, employees, and mixing money between them to cover up labor violations and retaliation. Oh my goodness. Is he saying that they are involved in a RICO? This seemed like a RICO. If you hide in assets, okay, and avoiding paying people, I don't know if that would be classified as a RICO, but this is given something needs to be investigated. Oh, Lord Jesus. It's going to be a mess. But it is what it is. Let me know if you think that Camel Face and Megan Thee Stallion are guilty of this, and do you think she will settle out of court? Okay, so let me know how y'all feel about it. I got some very hot tea on Patreon about Pamela Anderson and Liam Neeson. Link will be in the description, and I hope you have a great day.